the phone's on.
I thought we lost it.
Did it go out of range and come back?
Probably. Not sure what keeps it here. It must want to head back to higher altitude.
It might be sticking around to regain its strength.
Oh.
Returning to the peak is very energy consuming.
Or maybe it just wants to lick its wounds and then come back for you.
Wait, do you mean me?
No, for him.
Oh, well, it did say it wants to make sure you wouldn't hurt any others of its kind.
It's the prey that wants to play with its hunter. Now that it has a physical form, it will lose its mind and senses soon. Then I can take it with ease.
Don't you have any respect for spirits?
Respect for Raid?
Yes.
They don't respect Tzanuka. I don't see the reason I should.
I see why the spirit wanted to incapacitate
Well,
you.
we're at the paddock. Can we just do this real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know how you two feel about this, but my makeshift shoes are getting really soggy and uncomfortable. I just want to get back into my room and sleep.
Agreed. I don't want to be out here any longer than necessary. Let's try to hurry this along.
Okay, so what's your plan?
I will draw a circle around you. The spirit used you to enter this world. It must go through you again to leave it.
Hold on. Did I get that right? We're doing that again? And this time in reverse? No way in hell am I doing that again.
I'll make sure it will be less unpleasant for you this time.
No, I'm not doing it.
It's either that or letting it roam free.
I don't care. Let it roam free then. That thing isn't my problem.
Or sink your fangs into it and rip out its throat.
Runt! More advice like that and I'll execute them on you instead.
It's Malaki, Feather Duster. Malaki.
Hold it right there.
Malaki.
If you want her to call you by your proper name, why don't you start by calling her by her actual name?
You gave me that word, human. I don't know her name.
Her name is Raka.
Raku, I remember.
What?
It's Raka.
You're barely older than me. You're not an elf, and I won't acknowledge it until you prove it to me.
What's he talking about?
A silly southern naming tradition. I don't have time for this. Call me whatever you want then.
Amazing Raka! And I'm Lynn, by the way, just so you don't have to call me human all the time.
Like river.
To get back on topic, Lynn, I'll make sure it won't hurt you as much as the first time.
First time. That's what they all say.
I just need to formulate a very meaningful pledge.
I really hope you're not just saying that to make me feel better.
Trust me.
Hey, no. I have a better idea. Don't use your fragile human man as the sacrifice. Use me instead.
No way am I leaving you unattended with a spirit in a bonding
I
circle.
know how to push some lace back.
I don't care if you...
I show you that I don't
no,
harm
wait.
you. That
Wait,
side.
wait! Hold on!
What?
Did he just say sacrifice?
Yes, sacrifice.
Poor choice of words. Don't worry about it.
No, he clearly said sacrifice. Tell me more about that.
Your human has more common sense than you, Feather.
For Eve's sake, yes, you give the spirit a bait, but that's only figuratively speaking. It's not really
Bait is not much better than sacrifice.
You're not a
The
bait.
longer the veil stays manifested, the more it will lose its senses.
Shut up, Brunt.
It won't want to go back.
What?
It knows the human as the gateway.
That's
if
not...
Raka puts you back in the circle, it will try to destroy you, so
No,
it can't be forced back.
Wait, what? Were you going to tell me about that, Raka?
That won't happen. I won't let it.
Wait, so bait wasn't just a figure of speech?
Conducting business with the veil is always a risk.
I know what kind of circle I need to craft to keep the spirit under control.
Oh, yeah. So maybe you have faith in your circles. I certainly don't, especially not after the last one I stepped into caused me to be used by the thing in the first place.
You stepped into it, even though I told you not to.
And if what Malaki says is true, I'm not stepping into it again.
I can put that thing under control. Trust me.
After you didn't even bother telling me of possible consequences,
Because
you expect me to trust
they
you?
want...
I don't think I want to trust you.
She can put a leash on the veil, like she did on me.
Exactly. See, even the runt agrees.
I don't know anything about your weird magics and your bondage circles or spirits.
That's why
You could be telling me anything because I wouldn't know about it.
Just-
And from my experiences, you fur guys have not been utterly nice to humans. For all I know, you might be putting me on a silver plate as spirit snack.
What?
Just
No.
so you can get a hold of the thing.
I'm not. Trust
My
me.
God, Raka. You sound like a broken record.
A what?
You didn't tell me of possible consequences. You would have let me walk right into it if Malaki hadn't brought it up. How am I
I
supposed to
wouldn't-
trust you if you wouldn't even tell me my life was at risk?
Because it was never at risk. I know how to get a spirit under control.
You could at least have told me about the possible dangers.
There
I
weren't
could,
any...
sir. The veil wants me. Maybe more than to destroy the gateway.
That's true as
Are
well.
those really the only options?
We could also continue searching for it.
Why don't we do that then?
I can't see its room.
Because that would put us at a disadvantage. If we chased it, we wouldn't have a circle to protect us when we find it. Better to let it come to us and trap it.
I agree.
What? You...
What? You? You agree?
I prefer the prey come to me, so I can kill it in the way I want.
That didn't stop you from going after it earlier.
The spirit was lucky it got away before you found it. Are you okay?
Raka!
What?
Which one of us would have a better chance of luring the spirit?
Him, probably.
Yes.
As he said, the spirit still has its senses. It's more likely to want to defang him than destroy you.
So then, why don't we use him?
Because just putting him into the circle will lure it, but it won't channel it back into the weave.
Why not?
Because the spirit still needs to go through you.
So, I need to be part of the circle no matter what?
Yes. And
And?
the luring circle will only hold 3 individuals.
Oh.
The spirit, the gateway, and the summoner.
Oh.
Usually the gateway is an object, but well, this time you are the gateway.
Oh. And you're the summoner?
The summoner would be either Malaki or me.
Yes.
Whoever ends up in the circle with you will have to fling the spirit back through the gateway. I'll leave it up to you with whom you'd rather want to step into the circle
Oh.
with.
So, you're letting me decide?
Of course, you're involved in this after all.
Okay, so it's either you and me, and you make it painless.
Yes.
But if you fail, it kills me.
I won't fail.
Or it's him and me, and there's no telling what he will do. It could be painful, but at least I wouldn't die.
No.
And he will be the bait, and I'm just the gateway, right?
Yes. And I don't trust him not to harm the spirit once in the circle.
I want my time. My knock back. If you give it back, I won't destroy it.
Do you really think showing me you can keep yourself from harming one spirit is enough to convince me you didn't cause the whole?
Not sure what to do.
Well, you'll have to choose.
Easy decision.
Well, if it's so easy, can't you choose for me?
Don't let others decide for you.
You already know which one I will choose.
Can we do votes?
Hardly.
Then... Yeah. Okay,
Well?
I think I'll go the painless route.
Painless?
Yeah. Okay, painless? That wasn't so hard.
So
I
you-
choose you, Raka!
Great. Then
You're a
let's...
coward.
What? A coward? Come on! Either option had a risk.
You don't know what her circles do. You said so yourself. And she lied to you once before.
I didn't lie, I just...
You lied, but who am I to judge?
You didn't speak the whole truth, idiot.
I
Look,
didn't...
if I have the choice, I'd rather choose the controlled risk than being there with someone like you. You are the kind of guy that acts erratic and unpredictable, and I don't want to stand anywhere near you when that happens.
Yes.
Besides, she wouldn't have given you back your Edward, even if you cooperated, you know?
It's called Eyþór.
Edgar, Edward, I don't care what you call it, as long as he keeps them in his pants.
Yes. Give my Eyþór back.
You know what? Lynn made her choice. Why don't you go sit somewhere where no one will trip over you, runt?
It's Malaki.
All right. Let's see.
You know what? Considering how persistent he was earlier, doesn't he seem too subdued now?
You noticed it too, huh? What do you think? Should I tie him up and gag him just to be on the safe side?
No, you shouldn't.
Why not?
You said you'd give him a chance to prove himself to you to get his Edgar back. If you tie him up, you're denying him that chance.
True.
I think he wants to show you he can be trusted.
You know what I think? I think he just wanted to get into the circle to get rid of the spirit without my interference.
Just let him prove he can sit tight and not interfere. Well, let's do this. I'm dead tired and cold.
Sit down.
What? Right here? In the mud?
Yes. Is something wrong?
These are my only clothes. My feet are already wet. I don't want my butt to get wet too.
Well, stand then. But keep an eye out.
Okay.
It should appear as soon as I have half the circle drawn out. They usually come running even before the luring circle is completed.
Whoa, I hope not. Something that size running at me would be terrifying.
If it's that big, you won't miss it. Let me know when you see it.
Sure. Do I need to stand in the center of this?
Yes. Now shut up. I need to focus.
You're so rude.
No, not Kram. Pasei, Suryo, Prinithar, Valdeas, Duhei, Ferwin, Raywin, yes, Raywin, maybe Margiel, Rinilar, Fuin, yes.
This looks exactly like the other one. Is it supposed to look this way?
It's different. Any signs of the spirit yet?
No. Should it come soon?
Well, I'm almost halfway through. It should be on its way. Keep an eye out.
Will it jump right into my ears, or will you need to speak to it again?
Do you need to ask so many questions? If I mess up, I will have to force it back through you, and that will be painful.
Whoa. You do have some anger management problems. I just hope the circle is big enough for everyone.
What?
It's here.
Oh shit!
Yalta!
Yeah, this space is definitely not big enough.
Don't run, stay behind me.
Raka? What? It looks like it's gonna dive right for us.
I got this.
What is it? Oh shit! It's going for him!
Yalta!
Come to me.
No! Skadia! No! Yalta!
Where did those roots come from?
No, don't!
Oh shit! Did he use the roots to restrain it? Oh, that's smart.
No! No more runes!
I am not stupid.
You have weakened the weave with your runes all night. At this rate, it will cheer before I get the spirit under
I
control.
have to defend myself.
No,
I'm
you...
not letting it eat me. Oh, I'll crush it with my own broom.
I swear if you do that,
It broke free!
Martha, what is he... It's attacking him.
Give me my baby.
Stop fighting back! Lynn, get ready.
What are you...
The circle's useless now. I'll use a rune chant. It might hurt a bit. I'll try to force it not to hurt you.
Oh, great! That wasn't part of the deal.
I'm sorry, I know.
Damn it! Just do your thing.
Ver! Mia! Teinari leiru, Katria! Teinari vipre, Seria! Eisuya! Meriashia Valtioratena! Yatia Yojaba! Descarietia! Forfiertia Libreki Satira! Are you alright?
God, that was even worse the second time around.
It shouldn't have been.
Well, it was. I sure hope you don't plan on using me as a gateway ever again.
Don't let spirits use you as one in the first place.
What? You told me to be a gateway.
You could have told me you had a broken soul.
How was I supposed to know? Like, what are you even talking about?
You didn't know?
No, I didn't even know it could break.
You know surprisingly little about the world around you.
Yeah, well, it's not like I grew up in it. I know nothing about your supernatural shenanigans. That's all stuff that doesn't exist where I come from.
Where are you?
Don't judge.
Fine. About time this ends. Using all those wounds drained me. I can't imagine how that school run must feel like. Where did you go anyway? Oh, Fjarte.
I think the villagers got him.
Why is nothing going smoothly today? Come on.
Oh, come on. Fine.
Let me go.
As if, you disgusting space lizard.
Are there more of your Rontar out there waiting to ambush us? Were you planning to raid our village?
I would not tell you.
Bite your fangs,
So
scum.
there are others.
Patcher, what was that giant bird just now?
A manifested spirit. All taken care of. Won't bother us anymore.
Good. Look, we caught this abomination sneaking around the paddock. Came from your direction. Was he involved with your work somehow?
Sure was. Caused me more than enough trouble.
What's a grafer doing this far down anyway?
Mind your words, Krosta. Calm yourself, Krosta.
Fine.
How did a skur mutt end up here?
This is scurvy.
Fjorta, have they come this far down already?
Fjorta.
Tie him up and throw him into the mine!
That's enough.
Yeah!
We can't keep a skur here.
matter?
His pack will be looking for him and then they'll track him down.
That's enough.
Then there's no avoiding a fight with the Skur.
We don't want war with them.
What?
Yeah.
Did you just say war?
Chase them off.
Yeah! We don't want score here!
Headchief!
We don't want war with
Enough.
them.
Calm down, everyone.
No one is coming for me. I don't have a pack.
Stay down if you
Raka?
want to keep your tail.
Yes. What?
What's going on?
I don't... It seems I'm not the only one with a bias against Skur.
But they're talking about war.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Headchief, what's that about war with the Skur?
You don't know?
Sling his hook. Get out of it.
Of course you don't. You're not from here.
Yeah, chase them
They've
away.
been nothing but trouble since they were put on the peak to rot away in their miserable existence.
What?
They tried expanding their territory more forceful lately, raiding and pillaging the settlements bordering it.
Because we are hungry. There is no food on the
Shut
scoot.
up, Runt!
Bite your fangs, scum.
Krosta. As I told you earlier, Patcher, the majority of refugees seek shelter here because of raids from the Skur. As far as we know, they are at war with the Skur up there.
I
I
see.
have nothing to do with that. I have no ties to my Rontar.
Runt!
Don't care. You're still not welcome here.
Well, head chief, what should we do with him?
That's up to the headmistress.
Packless or not, I think we should let him return to the peak.
You want to let him loose?
You lost your mind, Tarlos.
If we get his blood on our hands, his Rontar will smell that from up there and come to avenge him.
Skurka are not empathetic enough to care what happens to stray solitaries.
Then let him go. One scoot won't do harm.
I won't leave without my Athbar.
How do we know there's not more Skur out there waiting for us to drop our guard? We can't just let him go.
Why does this have to happen in the middle of the night?
Headchief, I have something that belongs to him. He won't leave without it, so I'm afraid I'm stuck with him for now.
What are you withholding from him?
I took that what caused the strong wind earlier. His Eyþór. He almost caused the Tangleweave to expand.
That does sound like something he shouldn't ever get back.
I'm glad you agree.
A Skur with that sort of power.
Yes.
The gods know what kind of destruction he could cause.
And yet, they allowed him to have it. But I have it under control now.
You always say that,
If
Raka.
he wants
tell
it
you-
back, he's bound to harass you until he gets it. Wouldn't it be better to just cut his throat?
Yeah, kill him!
Yeah, kill him.
Off his horns. Hey, calm down, calm down.
Yeah!
Split his
Don't
throat.
kill him.
Kill him.
Hey, calm down.
Enough!
Hey,
Calm down, everyone!
kill him, can they?
Hold on.
know,
Hold on. We're not murdering a Skur unless it is in self-defense. You know that.
I agree. Let's not kill him on a whim.
Not kill him on a whim, but any other time is
Lynn,
fine?
shut up!
What?
I have him restrained. He isn't a danger right now.
Are you sure? I think we still have a nice chain and collar in the attic
No.
for people like him. Don't we, Tarlos?
I think so.
I don't think that's necessary, but nevertheless, I want to keep him close so I can keep an eye on him.
How?
It might be best if we could keep him somewhere safe for the night and decide what to do with him tomorrow.
Like where? Our entire village is full of refugees. We don't know where to put them anymore. And who even are you to issue such instructions?
Calm yourself, Krosta.
I'm here to help you!
Fine.
Let me go. I'm not going anywhere. I'll stick around in the underbrush for the night.
We're not letting you run around our village without
Did I
supervision.
hear someone say something about a mine?
Yeah.
Could we lock him up in there? That sounds pretty safe, right?
Yeah.
No,
Into the mine.
no, not with...
It's got a few tunnels with dead ends we could throw in there.
That's not...
Yes, why don't you throw me in a mine? It'll be just like home.
We can't do that. He still has earth runes. He could easily burrow his way out of there.
I won't run away without my
Filthy little-
my Athbar.
You would probably find my room and kill me in my sleep, wouldn't you? Everything just to get your Eyþór back.
As much as I'd love to sink my fangs into your throat, Father Juster, I won't challenge you again.
Don't believe a word coming from that stinking, rotten jaw.
Just on the off chance that you're thinking about it anyway, Runt, I want you to know that this thing here can record any sound around it and channel it right to the University of Kebu. My colleague there is listening, and he will know when you try anything deceptive. And you'll be in big trouble if they send anyone after you. And trust me, they know ways to cut both your Eyþór off. You'll never get them
I
back.
understand. You beat me before. I acknowledge you are stronger than me.
Good.
Wait, yo, Malaki, you give up just like that?
A Skur admitting to defeat. What is that? A new deceptive tactic?
I don't believe it.
Skurka prefer an open fight over a coward's attack on someone in their sleep.
That's clearly a lie.
No, I don't believe it either.
Don't care if you believe it or not. I will earn my Eyþór back.
Follow the conditions I said earlier. Show me you won't backstab me as soon as I turn, and show me that you had nothing to do with the forming of the Tangleweave. That is the only way you can
Well-
earn it back.
Headchief, ignore her.
What?
She's hungry. Me too, by the way.
Lynn.
Back to topic. Are there any other places he can stay in?
We're not exactly equipped to hold people in custody.
Just give me a corner to sleep in.
You don't deserve such a
Shut
luxury.
up, brute! I don't care about your prejudices! Ugh. I'm tired, Patcher. I'm not interested in fighting anymore. I just want to sleep. I don't care where.
Raka, don't you have a room you stay in?
I'm staying with the headmistress's daughter. I couldn't bring that runt in with me.
Fine. There's an empty spot in my room you could stay in.
There is?
No one wanted to share a room with me. So, I have more than enough space.
Because humans smell awful under their arms.
Well, don't spend the night with your nose buried in my armpits then.
I don't need to. I can smell it from here.
I was trying to find an alternative for you. Jeez, you're so rude. No need to be outright
Well,
insulting.
that sounds like a good idea. Headchief, any objections?
We're not letting Skur into our homes. What if his Ronta track him down and raid us in the night?
I said this before. I don't have a pack. No one will come for me.
Swear that by your wind, Eyþór?
Yes.
Can we trust his word?
I don't know. But apparently he values his Eyþór. We'll just have to find out, I suppose.
Will we need someone to keep an eye on him?
Look, I'm exhausted. I just want a corner to sleep in.
I don't think he has much escape left in him. He's been throwing around runes like flower petals at a parade earlier. Even I am that tired, and I've not even used more than a handful. It's more likely he'll pass out as soon as he hits the ground, before he can even begin to think of mischief again. I will take care of him in the morning.
Fine. At least in the longhouse there will be enough people to restrain him if he decides to act up. I don't think anyone there is particularly fond of Skur. Best if he stayed in the room until you're up.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what you'll do with him?
I'm going to take him with me. I'll probably pass through Skur territory while patching anyway. I might as well drop him off there.
Good. No objections from me then. Krosta, Tarlos.
Yeah.
Pick him up and bring him in.
What, seriously?
Don't argue, Krosta. I speak for the headmistress.
Fine.
Come on. Stand up.
He said get up, Crookhorn.
Well, give me a moment. Your brutes have been kneeling on my back for...
Oh, shut up and get walking.
Lynn, you think you can handle him?
Sure. If he tries anything funny, at least I know I have 2 smelly weapons to use against him.
Feather... Hat?
What?
Give me a fresh hair room.
No. Well, that's settled. Now I can finally turn this thing off.
4 recordings in one day. I'm beat. That's a good amount of material to work through tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep like Oli Tato when I'm through with these. Not even an ears could wake me. I zoned out a few times during that recording. I suppose it was a little too much to process. I need to find a way to halt and replay the last few seconds. I should probably put it on my to-do list. Okay. Even if it defies the purpose of documenting with only the wind shell, transcripts might prove useful here. Maybe a scriber hooked up with the recordings? Well, something to think about tomorrow. I just hope Raka doesn't plan on having this many recordings every day. That would cost me quite a few music shells. Speaking of which, vocal enchantments for this recording were provided by Kessi Riliniki, Carollyn Monterola-Koezle, Eyþór Viðarsson, Owen McCuen, Lucille Valentine, Domien Groot, and Travis Vengroff. With crowd noises by Hem Cleveland, Karim Kronfli, Matthew Boudreau, Whitney Johnson, and Tal Munir. Music shells provided by Fuimadan. Audio enchantments by Sarah Baczynski. Written and produced by Kessi Riliniki. And one more thing to add to my to-do list. Where was I? Keep track of how often these recordings come in case that Skur really decides to murder Raka in her sleep, as she says. Whew, I hope Raka knows what she's doing. That guy didn't seem right in the head. I wonder if I should inform the magistrate about this? Raka was right when she says he might be involved in the whole tearing, regardless of what he says. No, that would raise questions about the wind shell. It's not ready for evaluation yet. Also, if anyone listening to this from the archives has any suggestions on how to solve the issues on my to-do list, you know how to get in touch with me. Auril at runetrillunus.com. or you can send me bird chirps using @runetrilunus. You can find all this information in my notes.
Feihu mortals and loyal listeners, this is Kessi. First of all, I have to say a massive apology for taking this long to continue this story. I really appreciate anyone who stayed subscribed and engaged with me on social media, sending me emails if I was alright, and even signing up on Patreon to hear some of the episodes I dropped there early. Thank you so much to each and every single one of you, I really appreciate it. I promise I'm not going to vanish off the face of the earth again like this. And even though the feed has been more or less dormant since around 2019, I have continuously worked on pulling the strings to make Counterbalance happen in the background. And this is probably as good a time as any to give you a small status report, because I have a few major announcements to make. As you might have picked up on some of the talky bits I've done for Counterbalance so far, all episodes are already written, with a small exception being the outro, since I haven't cast all the roles yet. We've also already recorded all of the takes for 2 of the 3 main characters, and the 3rd one is already pretty damn ahead, so much that I won't be running out of material anytime soon. The entire 1st season of Counterbalance is also already completely cut, sound designed and mastered, and basically ready to go, so, you know, I have material for the next entire year covered, so I won't be leaving you hanging again like I did for the past 3 years. I'm so sorry, guys. And the release schedule from now on will be on the 15th of each month. And that's when a Counterbalance episode will drop. You guys, mark it in your calendars, 15th of the month. Anyway, this brings me to the next major announcement. Counterbalance is becoming part of the Blighthouse studio, which is a production team consisting of Eyþór, who plays Malaki, Hem, aka V, who played Yosha in episode 1 and Raka's teaser episode, and some Walla in this episode actually, as well as Neil, who is part of the core cast of the podcast The Lucky Die, of which Hem and Eyþór are also part of the core cast of. Blighthouse Studio will be our banner under which we will collaborate and make podcasts such as The Lucky Die, but also our quote-unquote talk show podcast, 4 Top 3s, which you can hear all 4 of us on. And now also joining them will be Counterbalance. We have a lot of future projects planned that are pending announcement in the next year, shall we say. We have so many exciting projects coming up, you guys. And I'll be sure to link all the shows mentioned earlier in the show notes of this episode, so just in case you didn't catch the name and want to check them out. What this means for Counterbalance is that we will no longer have an independent Patreon, but instead have a shared Patreon. It is currently running under the name TLD Pod, so patreon.com/TLD Pod will get you there for the Lucky Die podcast, but it will become a joint effort soon, and we will rename it Blighthouse Studio in the future. This also means that I will be releasing bonus content for Counterbalance over on that feed. I will be taking down the old Patreon, that was patreon.com/3lunas, and migrate all the early access stuff to the new Patreon. We're still in the progress of making the changes, so please bear with us as we change and update Patreon. It's a whole thing. The plan right now is to always release an episode of Counterbalance a month in advance on the Patreon feed, so you will always be a month ahead of what is available on the free podcast, as well as the blooper reels, which I will be uploading more diligently over there now, because there will be people kicking my butt if I don't. And as well as some other bonus content that we're still negotiating and trying to make work for us. We're also going to be updating the Discord server of The Lucky Die to welcome listeners of Counterbalance, so that will be our joint community home in the future. So if you want to join the discussions, join us over there. You will find all links to that in the show notes. Again, this change will be underway within the next month or so. It's a lot of administrative work, but it's all going to be worthwhile in the end, I promise. Further, one of the perks of the new joint Patreon is a monthly AMA stream, which I've been co-hosting with Hem and Eyþór for the past 2 years now. The live streams are usually roughly around 2 hours long, and Eyþór, Hem, aka V, and I will be answering pretty much any question regarding any of our shows, while I will be doing speed art based on prompts of any of our shows. So if you sign up to the Patreon now, you will see a lot of past live shows where I have been doing speed art for The Lucky Die. And this change of Counterbalance and The Lucky Die joining under the Blighthouse Studio banner will mean that I will also potentially be doing Counterbalance art there soon. So anyway, long story short, Counterbalance is joining the armada of the Blighthouse studio and will be more powerful than ever and will eventually claim world domination. Well, bottom line is, as of right now, you will be getting bonus content for 2.5 shows, I want to say, for the price of 1 if you subscribe to our Patreon. That's awesome, right? I'm saying 2.5 because technically 4-3s is part of the Blighthouse studio, but we do not currently have any bonus content for it. It could happen. It could happen. And there are definitely more shows coming up in the next year, so there's going to be more shows that you will get more value for your coin in the future. If you want to get to know us, the hosts, and by that I mean Eyþór, Hem, Neil, and I, a little bit better, be sure to check out 4-3s, which will drop on the 30th of each month, so it will be alternating bi-weekly with Counterbalance. 4-3s is a talk show in which the 4 of us choose a topic and bring our top 3 favorite things regarding that topic to the table in an effort to get to know each other a little bit better, and I genuinely think we are a little bit funny. So if you need some comedy to tide you over as you wait for the next Counterbalance episode, or the next episode of The Lucky Die, be sure to check that out. Anyway, sorry this is such a long announcement. Thank you so much for sticking through with it, and thank you so much for staying so loyally subscribed for the past 3 years. I will be better now, I promise. Anyway, bye!